What up? My name is Brad. Welcome back to 59Gaming. Today we are joined by a couple people you probably know pretty well. We got Goresh.
What's going on, everybody?
And we got Nastarachi.
How is everyone doing this fine evening? Hope you all are doing well.
So today we're jumping in to talk about UI Goku, well, Omen Goku, essentially UI, and Jiren and their little fun leaks that we saw happen in the Legends community. So jumping in with it, what are your initial thoughts, Goresh?
How this happened for the second time? Because if you think back to, I think this was when, I think it was in March, when Broly and Chilai and I guess also the Transforming Super Vegito were about to come out. Well, I guess technically they showed them off on the video and stuff first. So this is actually very similar because that was leading up to a video and stuff revealing those two units, the Broly and Chilai and the Yellow Super Vegito. And this is literally the exact same situation because now we're waiting for this reveal and stuff to happen. And all of a sudden you go to the App Store and there's this literally, it's just there. It's literally staring at you. UI Goku and Jiren are just there. But the kicker is that it's only within certain regions App Stores. Like on my iPhone, I can't see the image, which is why I was skeptical initially about it. But then people started posting a ton of images about it. There were videos showing it. So, I mean, yeah, my initial reaction is how? How did this happen again?
Well, so it's what you have to set to Philippines, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is the Philippines. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for whatever reason they chose that as that's the UI territory, I guess, is the Philippines. So if you
I think like the person who was in charge of uploading that like marketing thing, because the whole thing was like, oh, we have a new update or something, and it's like in like the main games page that shows it. I think whoever was responsible for like making sure that image remains confidential up until a certain day, like just didn't do their job correctly.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely somebody's paying the price as we speak right now. I don't know who it is. Could be an Apple employee. Definitely gotta be Toshi. Could also be just an employee that's under that at Bandai or something like that. Somebody just made a big faux pas. Who really knows, honestly? What was the previous one? It was Broly and Chilai, you said?
Yeah, back in March.
Yeah, see, so at least they made it about 7 months before they made another mistake.
I mean, at this point, you have to really think about it. Like, is it even worth doing these anymore?
Well, so you put it up on Twitter saying it's karma as kind of just like a goof, but it's kind of karma. Like, it kind of actually is. It's like you're gonna bait us with a reveal after another reveal when a lot of people in America were waking up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. They maybe got work and they're trying to tune in real quick, and you're like, hey, check back in a week. And then this happens. It is kind of karma to an extent. Like,
yeah, I mean, because think about it. If they had just revealed this in their initial video and stuff, then this whole debacle or thing would never have happened, and we would all know about UI Goku, and there would be no like, oh my god, leaks, this, that, and then like now because they're in a position now where like they have this whole massive countdown. It was all I assume this was all planned out like way back. Like we're talking like 5, 6, 7, 8 months ago at this point. This is probably planned
easy
way
before
far back.
Yeah, before it even came out.
So like they've been building up to this for a long time. A lot went into this. A lot of time, a lot of money went into this. Think about the production they have to do to even create the Legends reveals and stuff, like in the first place. And now it's literally all for nothing.
So you think it's going to kill a lot of the hype, or do you think they can save it?
They still have to show off the animations. And they'll still be. If anything, it'll help build the hype. Like, you know how people will accidentally leak stuff on purpose, like accidentally in quotation marks, just to help build the hype. And this is somewhat like that, although it's not quaint enough. It's not clever enough for them to have done this intentionally. Like Goresh had mentioned, this is, I feel like, an error probably on the App Store's end, not the developers. Like, they had this queued to go out at a certain time, and the App Store in the Philippines was just like, oops, and hit the button early, like SpongeBob handing Patrick some.
It's only like a couple $1 million worth of revenue they're costing, potentially. So that's not just a big oops.
Yeah, I mean, and they can still spin it back, but there was some damage done. Like, they could have done this so much more cleverly by, even if they didn't want to reveal this in the video and stuff, and they could have made an announcement and look to Twitter for, this special announcement, and then they could have done one of their like gamey, puzzly like leaks where, like the snow cone with Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku and hit and stuff, like that would have been a perfect segue if they didn't have it ready or didn't want to put anything in the video and stuff, where they could have just directed attention right to that, got the community thinking. But instead, it gets accidentally leaked by an App Store update.
Yeah, I kind of miss those a lot. I miss those Twitter things quite a bit.
I mean, like, okay, so my thought process about the hype levels is, I feel like they obviously have like the animations and stuff to show off, which is valid because, like, for all we know, this guy could have like the best animations in the game by far. Because UI Goku, like, they have a million different sources to go off of to create his animation, so that's very easy for them to do. But number two, I mean, you take a look at when this was leaked. Again, comparing this back to when the Broly and Chile were leaked, they were not leaked a week in advance. They just I think it was like a day or two in advance they were leaked. But this is a full, like, we literally have a full week before the reveals and stuff stream goes up. I think it's actually premiere, but
is it on Wednesday or Thursday of next week?
I think it's Friday, isn't it?
Is it Friday? I mean, Black Friday would make sense. I just didn't know if it was like.
No, I think it's literally a week from now, and like by the time we actually get the official reveal, like people are already going to have known about this for a full week. And yeah, people are obviously very hyped right now because we just found out about it. But a week from now, people are still going to be hyped, but there's no chance they're as hyped as they would be if they just saw it for the first time, right? Because what their plan probably is they're going to show off all these units during the reveal, and then they're probably going to push the units live like immediately or like within a few days. So again, I think this is ultimately a very bad thing for them. But yeah, I would agree with Nas in that there's a lot of hype that's still to come with like the animations and what their kits are going to be and stuff like that. So
the reveals and stuff is coming out then, right? On like Thursday night, Friday morning, whatever else. But then you think it would be like the Tuesday after that is when they'd actually come out? Like we get
either that, or if I was them, I would just push it live immediately. Like they reveal it, and then they're just like, okay, and by the way, they're live. Like that's what I would do.
Yeah, the damage has kind of been done, but they've already established their countdown. So it's like, well, what do you do? You know, and then to be fair, we are a small percentage of the whole player base of this game. Like, yeah, this is going to spread across Twitter and Facebook and Instagram like wildfire, but still, like, probably a good 60-70% of the player base probably doesn't even look at or follow social media for this game whatsoever. So, you know, we're looking at it from one direction where there's still a good amount of people who probably will still be surprised and still be hyped, you know, among the greater mass of the casual player base of the game.
I hadn't even thought about that. That's kind of true, though. When you actually compare, like, sizes of the community, I highly doubt more. We cap 50%, like, actively follows. Like, they don't just check in every now and again, like a tweet or send out a retweet. Like, they actively follow it enough.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're involved enough to like actually go out and watch the reveal and stuff premiere video, then you would know about this beforehand.
It's kind of true
too. Yeah, probably. But there still is going to be a certain percentage of people that'll still be unexposed to stuff like this. At the same time, it is a big boo-boo. Like, now they're going to have to do some type of damage control, or they just ignore it, pretend it didn't happen, and proceed like, you know, the plan. They had to maintain the plan, or they'll have to do damage control. It's one or the other. Either they react to it or they don't.
I think if I have no experience in like game design or game management, but if it was up to me, and a week before like the most hype unit in the game, because honestly, I would probably consider UI Goku second only to Vegeta Blue this year in terms of hype levels. But like,
he might even be the same, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's just controversy about that, but I mean, he's on the same level for sure. Yeah. But like, if I was in charge of what's going on here, and a week before, like everything just gets leaked, I'm pushing this out like tomorrow. And like, I guess they have to figure out what they want to do with the reveal. Maybe the reveal and stuff gets pushed to tomorrow, and then like immediately following that, they just pushed everything live. Because to me, making this just sit and rot for a week without even mentioning it or like talking about it at all is just like not good.
It looks worse on you in like a weird way. That's kind of like having a if you have any kind of like social media page, but you don't update it, it looks worse than just not having it in general.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this kind of idea of like, it's all out there. So if we just go the next week posting 6 days left, 5 days left, and it's like, tell this, we know. It's like, I got
for lack of a more common term, like we basically know about our Christmas presents like a week and a half before we're getting them now.
Yeah, like I'm still excited to get a PS5, but I already know I'm getting a PS5. So it's kind of like, cool. I know what I'm going to do on that PS5, and that's sick, but I already know it's there. No, I feel you.
Yeah, I'm sure overall the sales won't be altered too much when all the content itself goes live, but they've just biffed a potentially hype reveal process for said content.
Well, because that's how it works, right? You get these people who jump in real fast. They see it's UI Goku, and maybe, like you said, they're not super duper informed, but they keep a little bit on social media, whatever else. UI Goku, go in, I got sales, sweet, get it. You regret the next day. That's Gotcha 101. So with this, now it's like, cool, I can prep ahead of time. I'd like to save my Chrono Crystals. I don't need to buy those sales. Like, it can cost you a fair chunk of change. Like, right. I don't think it's going to, like, kill their revenue for UI Goku and Jiren, but it's going to cost something for sure.
It's still, I mean, there's still a lot, like we mentioned earlier, we don't know their color, we don't know the banner format.
Oh, of course.
There's tons of stuff that's still to be discovered, but like I worded my tweet with just one sentence only, like the cat's out of the bag,
Yeah.
But if I think about the people who follow us, right, that like otherwise wouldn't necessarily keep up with it like directly or whatever else, and trying to think the best way I could word it, like now they know to save every single thing. Even so, say if they weren't completely like in the loop and they weren't keeping an eye that it was going to be Omen Goku or Jiren, and they didn't see our speculation videos or thought process, and they don't watch the streams, whatever else, and they weren't informed of that, and they were just going in blindly. Like I still see people who are summoning on Champa, and it's like, bro, don't summon on Champa right now. Let's not.
Well, okay, this is actually interesting because they're banking on releasing these step ups and stuff, and like Zenkais, and like, yes, please spend your crystals on these banners, right?
Oh yeah,
but now we have information that we otherwise shouldn't have had access to. So that's
what I'm saying. Yeah, that's where it's like, because these kids who wouldn't save normally, they would just spend on these things that we tell them to go in on.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden something else is going to pop up, and it's like, I think, now you can save. Now you can wait.
Yeah, I think that is the big thing that's really going to annoy them, like them being the developers and
all this lead-in content now is dead.
Yeah.
Like all this Masters Pack GT and Masters Pack Z and all these four Zenkais, like.
Well, that's why that's another reason why I would just be like, okay, well, I guess we're just scrapping everything else and we're just pushing it live now.
I mean, there's really, at this point, there's no reason not to. You're at the hypest moment. Everybody's talking about you right now on Twitter, on Facebook. Like, I don't necessarily want it because I want the extra week to save stuff up, and I want people who play the game free to play to do that as well. But like, from a business standpoint, I mean, you could wait a week and just see how it goes, or you could just, like you said, just push it. Like, what else can we really discuss about this topic? Because I can't think of much else. They don't give us a whole lot to go off on besides how they had a big faux pas.
We could dive into just a little bit about the units themselves now that we know they're coming. And the only thing I can say about this is it follows the Legends format to a T. So everyone, just be wary that they have the long game planned out. We're getting the vanilla versions of these units now, finally, to like 2.5 years plus into the game, where we got, Ultra Instinct Goku Sign and the base level Jiren. Obviously, they're going to come back to these units in the future, and we're going to get the MUI Goku. We're going to get the super crazy full power version of Jiren, and then they're going to be transforming versions of these units where it's going to start off in Sign or start off in Super Saiyan Goku, and he's going to fall into a Spirit Bomb and transform. So there's going to be many more iterations of these units to come in the future to try and repeat this hype. But it's nice that we're finally closing the loop on all of the sagas and Dragon Ball for Legends to the point where pretty much everything has representation now, so they can really go back and hopefully start, just fleshing out everything that they've kind of forgotten on this path to completing all the timelines.
I hadn't even thought about that. I was just kind of hyped about getting these like this far into it. But yeah, we're at like not the peak. Like you said, there's obviously further to go, but like we've hit pretty much every arc at this point then.
Yeah, like most of all the movies have representation in some way or another. Every single arc in Z has been covered. The only thing that's left is Dragon Ball Saga. That's forgotten, the redheaded stepchild, if you will.
The origin of the entire franchise.
There is one. Actually, there's two things that they haven't done yet. One being the very end of GT.
True.
And then number two being you know who.
Yeah,
well, I mean, okay, so both of them involve. Yeah, no, literally, it's Voldemort, bro. No, in this community, it is. It's like I only like Vegito. Sorry, like no, those two definitely, and it's the same freaking character for both of those. Well,
yeah, so I suspect,
incarnations.
like, not mentioning the first one because his anniversary of his movie's coming out soon, but the second one. They could do like
Super Baby 2, right?
Saiyan 4 Gogeta with like transforming Sin to full power Omega Shenron. I could see that banner coming out at some point.
Oh, I think Christmas is going to be GT easily. I wouldn't be shocked, but I'd be shocked if we didn't get something for GT. I wouldn't be shocked if it wasn't Gogeta.
I don't think, like Garesh mentioned, I don't think GT sells well enough to carry a celebration alone, but it could be another GT verse, like GT verse Super.
The problem with GT is it's so polarizing because you have like 98% of GT that just nobody cares. And then you have like Super Saiyan 4s and Gogeta, which are like the opposite end of the spectrum where you go from nobody cares to like anniversary levels of hype. So
everybody cares
like,
all of a sudden, yeah.
There's like no in between. So that's why when they're talking about like people are asking, oh, like when's GT getting a buff? When's GT getting a Zenkai? It's like, who are they going to Zenkai? Like the only options they really have are like Super Saiyan 4s. That's it.
I mean, yeah, I have like no jokes. I mean, I don't like Baby that much, so like,
still some stuff they could ass pull to get good content though. Like we could use a Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan 4.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely need like free to play.
Let's see, that still involves one of like 3 characters.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely need like versions of like Oob and stuff like that. They need to fill out the GT roster, but in terms of like a hype celebration, there's really only like 2 options: Super Saiyan 4s and then Gogeta. That's it.
Yeah, that would carry a celebration like on its back. Yeah, there is nothing else from GT. Like, as cool as a transforming baby would, be, that's not something that you're going to see on like New Year's, unfortunately.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Bringing in the New Year's baby, dude. Like, yeah. It's... I mean, the banner last year did really well because it was Super Saiyan 4s, but it was like the first time GT had a team. And I mean, Gogeta would obviously be able to carry it. A celebration by himself, no problem.
That was a historic for Legends defining banner format too, which is that Super Saiyan 4's step up like has set the standard for pretty much all of the tweaks they've done to step up since then.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, well, I think at that point we could probably wrap this video up. We just wanted to talk a little gossip and whatnot on Legends. But at this point, it's not really gossip. It's pretty much, hey, this is what's happening. So I want to discuss that. If you guys got any final words, now would be your time.
Don't summon until the banner drops.
Yeah, literally don't touch a single other thing. I don't care if you're doing equips right now. I don't care. You wait on your equipment until you get these characters. And then you go back to re-rolling equips. That's your truth.
Yeah, I would anticipate both of these characters to be pretty absurd. I mean, is there any world where these are both Legends Limited units, or is only Goku going to...
No, they're not going to do that again. I can't imagine.
They could do it again, but I imagine not for Black Friday, because Black Friday is hype, but it's not like... Well, then again, I guess they did do it on like a weird time in March. So I guess, yeah, it is possible. But I think for me, my prediction is just going to be just UI Goku would be the LF, because they're not going to not make UI Omen Goku an LF. Again, I actually mentioned this in my own video, but they could literally put his rate to like 0.0000001%. People would still summon.
Oh, easy, yeah. No, they'll chance it for him.
Yeah,
and I don't think Jiren, without being fully powered up, would be an LF worthy personally.
Yeah.
I don't
Also,
know.
do you guys really want another double LF like that?
Oh God, no.
If they boosted the rates significantly more, then yes. But at 0.25%, no, of course not.
Well, if they boosted the
But
rates, then yeah,
Jiren
I'll take more or less in general.
So Jiren and Powerful Opponents is your walkaway consolation prize team, and then God Key or Universe Survival Arc with Goku on it. It's going to be your top dog prize, your podium finish.
You know, I lied. One more thing I did want to discuss. What do you guys think or Z abilities, leader skills? What do you think Z abilities?
I think it's going to be for UI Goku. I assume you're talking about. I think it's going to be
either way, both of them. Him
for UI Goku. It's probably I assume they're going to form him around Universe Survival Saga and God Key. I can't imagine him being a Saiyan buffer. I can't imagine him being a Sun Family buffer.
Yes, so, I would look to Vegito Blue in that sense, where he has the triple evolving Z ability. So Goku, he's going to do Universe Survival Arc. He's going to do God Key, and then he'll probably pick up like Son Family or something.
I have a sneaking suspicion they might pull a Super Vegito and do Universe Survival Saga and God Key, and then at 14 stars he might get like a third one.
Oh, well, not
or like an evolving third buff just to like
both those tags, yeah.
Well, that'll be. I mean, it's cool in LBR, I guess. Or
just because like,
casual.
This is a character that they can get away with that with. Same thing with Super Vegito.
Yeah, that's true. They could. I mean, they could really get away with it. Anybody like that. You can't get mad if they do that. It's like whatever. If somebody's willing to spend $5,000, let them spend their $5,000. Like,
I would say Jiren is going to buff either Powerful Opponent outright or Universe Survival Saga, and then they may introduce a sub buff category for him of Pride Troopers, or it's just going to be like Universe Survival Saga and Powerful Opponent.
Well, that's what I would think too.
Rival Universe has to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, Rival Universe. That's it.
I think it'd be Rival Universe. It's same as Thick Metal Cooler's ability, and then that third one be as if it's also Rival Universes and Powerful Opponent. That's what I would think.
I could see that.
Okay, well at that point we'll wrap it up. We'll catch you guys around. Make sure you guys check us out down below. We have all of our socials. If you want to check it out, make sure you sub to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. We've been growing like crazy. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Love every single one of you. We're going to get out of here.
Deuces.
Peace.